Mind-blowing. N presenting wild. In the beginning of this story, a girl is shown whose name is Sahel Strait. Actually, she has set out for a very long hiking trip, and her journey is of 1,800 kilometers. However, just as her journey has begun, she becomes very tired. Her foot gets injured, and one of her shoes falls down from above. She becomes angry, and in frustration, she throws her other shoe down as well. We see a flashback where young Beryl's mother dies of cancer, leading to her depression. She started taking drugs, started having physical relations with different people. Even after marriage, her marriage did not work out well. She got divorced. After the divorce, she finds out that she is pregnant, but she does not know whose child it is because she has relations with many people, and at this time she is not fully ready to take responsibility of the child. That is why she has to get an abortion. Cheryl is completely broken in her life, so she makes the decision to go on a very long hike to experience her life anew and try to get out of her deep sorrows. Actually, it is her best friend who has suggested this idea to her. Although this channel has absolutely no experience of hiking at all, she still manages to pack her bag, which turns out to be extremely heavy, and she sets out for this journey to find some hygiene. First of all, she asks for a lift from a kind man and reaches the Mojave Desert, from where she has to start her long hiking journey by hacking through the rough terrain. She realizes that her bag is very heavy. It is very difficult to carry the bag, but the bag contains all the necessary things, and without these things, she cannot survive even a single day here. So she starts moving forward slowly, and after some time, she realizes that she has made a big mistake by coming on a hiking trip, but now she does not want to go back. She keeps moving forward, and after walking the whole day, when it becomes evening, she sets up her camp at one place and sits down. She also has a diary in which she starts writing all her experiences. Channel has also brought a stove with her, but instead of the gas that should have been brought for the stove, she had brought another gas, i.e. the wrong gas, due to which the stove cannot run. She gets very angry at her stupidity. Now Channel sleeps here inside the camp at night. She is alone in this entire forest. Although she feels scared here, she does not lose her courage, and continues her journey once again the next morning. She moves forward slowly with that outer bag, and whenever she feels hungry, she eats less food, because if the food runs out, she may face a lot of problems, and in this way, it has been 8 days continuously that she has been walking in this forest. Her condition has become very bad. Actually, he thought that it would not be so difficult, but this journey turns out to be more difficult than he thought. Now one day she reaches a field where she sees a man driving a tractor. She runs to the city and goes to him and offers him help. The man says that I am working right now, so go and sit in my car. Channel waits for him in his car, and after some time that man comes there. Channel is scared of this man because she has also seen a gun in his car. That is why she tells Channel that her husband has also come with her for trekking, and in some time she will reach this place. The man says that you can come to my house. You will get food there. Although Chanel is scared, but she is very hungry, so she reluctantly goes with him. This man takes her to his house where he lives with his wife. Chanel feels very relieved to see his wife. Here his wife has cooked food, and as soon as he puts the food in front of Shell starts eating that food like crazy, because today she has eaten cooked food after many days. After this, she also takes a hot shower. After spending the night in that house, the next morning the man takes Cheryl to her track, i.e. the path she has to take ahead. He leaves her on the road. Now Kshana keeps moving ahead on her journey. After traveling the whole day, she sets up camp once again, but now she has the right amount of gas for her stove. She burns the gas to cook food for herself. Next morning, she again sets out on her journey, and while she is on the way, she sees a very dangerous snake of this ravine, whose bite kills a person. Fearing it, Kshana runs away from there, and at night, when she sets up camp, she has a vision of the same snake again and again. She gets scared and comes out of the camp, where she realizes that there are wild animals around her that can attack her. She saves one animal and also lights a torch, and all the animals run away from that place. In this way, she spends her time at that place, and the next morning she again moves forward on her journey where she sees a boy who is drowning in the river. Saral goes to him. The name of this boy is Grab. Greg tells her that he has also gone out for hacking. He tells Chanel that he will meet her at Canada McDo's. After this, he leaves. Cher begins her journey for Allah, and today marks 14 days since she started. After 14 days, she reaches the Canady Widows of California, where she meets Crack again. Crack introduces her to more hikers. Actually, all the high courts on this journey stop here. Here, her best friend sends some essential items for the body, and there is also a letter from her husband in which he has written, "That I am proud of you that you have covered a distance of 1,000 miles. In fact, till now she has traveled a distance of 1,000 miles. Here she meets an old man whose name is End. Andy has a lot of experience of hiking, and when he looks at Cheryl's bag, he sees that the bag is very heavy, and there are more things in it than necessary, due to which Cheryl is having difficulty in walking, so he removes unnecessary things from her bag. Also, he tells her that her shoes are very tight. That is why she has blisters on her feet. He gives her a bad sentence. After this, Cheryl calls her best friend from here and tells him that he will get a pair of shoes for her at the next station. Post it. Now she decides to continue her journey from here, and now she will have to go ahead of Sia Ram Nivedan. Although the Crack has warned her that you should not go that way, as there will be a lot of snow there. But now she does not want to stop at any cost. She crosses this snowy path with full courage and gets tired and sits down at a place. One of her nails has become very loose. In fact, she has to remove that nail, or else she will not be able to walk in the boots. And while she is removing her nail, one of her boots accidentally falls down from the mountain, because of which she feels very sad, and she throws down her other boot, i.e. her shoes too. And this is where the story began. Now, Cheryl takes out the sandals that Ad gave her, puts them on, and begins her hike. Walking with sandals on these hilly roads is extremely challenging. Today marks the 49th day of the channel's journey. She struggles but manages to cross the hilly terrain and finally reaches her next station. Here, her best friend has sent her a pair of shoes, which she desperately needs at this moment. Channel now spends an entire day here. While she is spending time in this place, she starts to remember some of her past. We are shown that Cheryl's father was not a good person at all. He used to torture his family a lot, especially Cheryl's mother. Because of this, Segal's mom decided to leave from here with her 2 children. However, later on, Segal's mom tragically died due to cancer. After this heartbreaking event, Cheryl and her brother were left as orphans. Cheryl was completely lost after her mom's death. She also gets married, but even after marriage, she was not loyal to her husband, and one day when her husband sees her with another man, he decides to take a divorce from her. That is, Cheryl was completely at the helm of this divorce. Now it has been 58 days since Cheryl started her journey, but one good thing is that now she is about to end her journey, i.e., the journey of 1,800 miles that she wanted to complete is now about to be completed. But here, Segal's water comes in handy. Her body is becoming severely dehydrated, and then she spots an iron drum in the distance, filling her with hope. She approaches the drum only to find it empty, which leaves her feeling extremely disappointed because she desperately needs water. However, Cheryl does not lose her courage and continues to move forward. Then she sees water collected at one place which is very dirty. This water is poisonous. It cannot be drunk, but Cheryl has learned so much in this journey that how to clean water. She fills that water in 2 bottles and puts a pill inside it so that the water gets filtered and becomes clean, and then 2 hunters come here who ask for water from Cheryl. Cheryl says that this water is not fit for drinking. Both of them talk rudely to Cheryl. Cheryl does not like their intentions. That is why people say that I am leaving from here. Sharon leaves from here, and when these 2 hunters also leave this place, Sharon comes back. Actually, she wants to stay here for the night, and then one of those 2 hunters comes back, and seeing him, Shettle gets scared, and he tells Shettle that you had left from here. Shettle says that I had changed my mind, so I came back. After hearing this, the hunter leaves from here, and Cheryl also leaves this place and moves ahead because the intentions of these hunters do not seem good to her. She keeps traveling ahead, and after a journey of 62 days, she reaches a city where she meets a boy, whose name is Jonathan. Jonathan asks her if she will go to a concert with him, and she says yes, and at night both of them go to the concert, and that very night both of them become very physically close to each other. Now, after spending one night here, Cheryl sets out on her journey, and ahead of her is Mount Hood National Forest. Here she also finds a hacking group. Actually, till now, on all the stations where the channel had stopped, she had written a poem or a shayari in front of her name which everyone liked very much. Channel spends the night with this group. And the next morning when she goes ahead, she sees that there is a lot of hiking equipment on a llama, and at a distance an old woman and her grandson are with her. Actually, both of them are also out on hiking. The child here asks Sharon, "Where is your mom?" She tells that my mom is no more in this world. Hearing this, the child feels very sad, and he sings a song in the memory of his mom whose words are Red River Valley. This is a 4X song. The child tells that my mom used to sing for me. After this, the child and his grandmother leave from there. After their departure, Cheryl gets very emotional remembering her mom. Tears come in her eyes. Cheryl has been on her journey for 94 days, and today is 15th September 1995. Today, after 94 days, she has reached the bridge of the God's Bridge. Actually, this is the bridge where she has to end her journey. After reaching here, she feels a sigh of relief. She remembers those moments when she started her journey where she was thinking that she should return. If she could return. So she would never have been able to experience what she has experienced now, and she is looking at life from a new perspective. She has experienced everything that she had never experienced in her entire life, because she was always surrounded by people. She never knew herself, never gave time to herself, and no one ever thought about her. But this entire journey changed her life, her thoughts, her heart and mind completely, and whatever she did during the journey, she wrote it all in her diary. At the end of this journey, she also sees a fox standing near her. And she feels that it is her mom's soul who has come here to see her, and in this way, Cheryl completes her journey. As a result of all this, she becomes a new person. The diary she writes about her journey becomes very famous, and later on, she becomes a writer. After this, Cheryl gets married once again. After 5 years, she has a son, and after a year, she has a daughter, and she lives a good and happy life with them. If Chanel had not accepted this challenge in her life, had not undertaken such a long journey, then she would never have been able to become a man, and neither would she have had a family. That is why the paths of those who accept challenges in life, accept their evils, their truths, start opening up automatically. So this was the true story of Sharon Trade's life. This movie was released in the year 2014. Its rating on IMDb is 7.1. The budget of this movie was $1 crore $50 lakh, and it earned $5 crore $30 lakh at the box office.